Welcome to episode number 5 of the Busy to Badass Boss series, where I'm dishing out the secrets that I share with my one-on-one and mastermind clients all around how to move from being busy to badass in your life and your career. So each of these videos are really highlighting and showing you self-care systems for success, ways to really ensure that you can get out of that busyness spiral and really spark your creativity, your innovation, really ensure that your big dreams are able to come to life as a leader. So definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos in this series, as they all kind of build on top of each other and really will support you on your journey. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to spark creativity at home. So if you're someone who works from home, or maybe just now found that you're now remote working more, or frankly, if you just want to come home at the end of the day or on your weekends and feel like your home is a creative sanctuary, I completely get you. I'm actually going to be sharing with you today the one key that I have found that sabotages and actually keeps us from really being able to feel creative in our home space. Like really find that easy, quick, simple way to spark our creativity. All right, so let's just dive right into what I see is the key to ensure that you don't self-sabotage your creativity and that you don't create ways for others to unintentionally sabotage your creativity in your home. So what I will tell you is so important to begin to have a relationship to, my friend, is boundaries. That's right, boundaries are essential, because when we don't have boundaries, it's really easy to never put creativity into our priorities. Like if you're someone who's sitting here going, gosh, I keep wanting to be creative, I keep knowing that there's this part of me that feels really kind of stuck in not being as creative as I would like to be, well, this is the thing, my friend, boundaries. If we don't have boundaries, then of course we never make time. If we do make the time, we still allow for a lot of distractions, and especially in a day and age with so much digital dementia and so many inputs coming our way all the time, especially for many in our home environments, it's really, really important to have boundaries. So the key ways to have boundaries that I'm going to share here today that I have found are like the 3 most important are this. The first being timing. So just finding times, I think is actually, especially in today's day, essential when you're first especially starting to spark your creativity more, to actually set aside specific times where you, whether that's daily or weekly or monthly, but something where you actually set aside a block of time that you designate as this is my time to really be creative, to be with my creative self, to just start to awaken that creativity within you. And actually, if you're someone who would love a good daily ritual, a morning ritual that would support you in your creativity, check out this video here where I actually share my morning ritual, and there's even a free guide you can follow along with and just print out, and every morning you can have that guidance for just 10-15 minutes on how you can actually go about sparking your creativity in the morning at home. So it's beautiful that way. So that's a big one. Initially just setting up times and setting aside, thinking about how much time would you like to commit to actually intentionally being creative. Of course, there'll be other times where your creativity comes in, but I find that intentionality really also helps to ensure that your creativity is fostered in other random times in your life and in your home too. The next big one is people. I know if you're a mom and you have kids, if you have a partner, if you have housemates at your home, this is especially essential to ensure that your home can be a creative sanctuary. And it's really just being a good communicator, finding the ways to share with people, or honestly putting your damn phone away, because that's another huge kind of way where people can constantly be interacting with you and just not giving you the space to spark your creativity. But it's really about asking people for that space, that when you're in your creative time, to be left alone, to honor the fact that you need to just be in your own zone, because it's so important. When we're creative, we really need a lot of times to just really be with ourselves and have the space to not be disturbed or distracted. And last but not least, I think it is so important that we take a moment to intentionally notice our home space and to look around and find at least one area, even just one, that we know is a spot that really can be our kind of creative sanctuary spot. It's our spot that we know that anytime we have a creative idea or anything comes up, that we can go sit there, or we set it up. Either you set it up so it's always in kind of a way that makes you feel good, or it's a place that you can easily go about setting it up, where you know how to very quickly, if your husband and kids are not coming home for the night, or if you're just, gonna be in your own space, your housemates aren't coming home, that you can kind of like really quickly set the stage to feel like, ooh, this is gonna be a fun time with myself. So those are the keys that I would say, that like boundaries are the key. Just boundaries. My friend, if you You just deserve to love up and appreciate the heck out of boundaries. I know they've made a world of difference for me. Okay, so now I'm going to show you or just share with you kind of what are my strategies for ensuring that I can really set up my space to really foster and spark my creative ideas. So honestly, the biggest game changer for me, because honestly, I was someone who didn't think she was creative for a long time. My background's in the sciences, I worked in tech, like being creative was not something that I actually thought I was at all, because I didn't see myself as like the classic like artistic painter or creative in those ways. But it's been an amazing awakening to realize how much by actually creating space to foster my creativity, how much innovation has showed up in my leadership, how much innovation has showed up in all these different areas of my life, and how creative I actually really am. So what I'm going to show you, what was key for me to start to notice, was how much creativity is actually a sensual experience. And what I mean by this is using our five senses, really finding ways in our spaces to foster and to like nourish our five senses, I found it makes a world of difference in helping me to really tap into my creativity. So what I mean by this is, I'm bringing this up because mainly in your home, your home is a space. It is your sanctuary space that you have control over, really figuring out in that, to the best of your ability, how and what ways do you want to set it up to make you feel really good? Because we need to feel good, and to find that feel goodness in ourselves, even if there's chaos in other parts of your house maybe happening. But how can you ensure that you can have kind of a sensual time with yourself that makes you feel good, that really lets you connect to this creative part of yourself? So the first being visual. So I am big on, I like color, so even like fruits. I love seeing fruit, beautiful, fresh fruit around me. I love flowers, plants, crystals, like just having a lot of beautiful things, but simple. I don't have a lot of things. I try to keep it very simple, but just I notice that plants in particular, and especially flowers, really when I'm next to my creative space, if I just have a flower near me, that alone already changes the entire space for me. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel very feminine and very in my creative energy. That's the first. So then audio. So listening to good music, really ensuring that this again is a space for you to really hear things that make you feel good. Because really, as I'm saying with the sensual experience, it's all about the more you can in your experience make yourself feel good, the more you can kind of open up and surrender and tap into these kind of fun places within yourself and your imagination, you know? So listening to music, maybe you want to listen to a meditation, maybe you want to listen to something that just makes you feel good in when you're listening to it. And maybe more peaceful, or maybe more fiery, whatever is your version of the type of creativity you want to spark that day. So that's that. And then touch. You know, kinesthetically, like what are you wearing? How does the texture of what you're wearing affect you? Maybe it's cold and you want to wear a blanket on you, and that'll help you to kind of feel kind of more cozy, and that coziness helps you to be more creative. Or another big thing is I'm very kinesthetic, so I often have papers, pens, you know, just lots of things that I can actually, in my journals, I am big about writing in my journal to foster creativity. And so I think the more you think about, okay, what can I have here that will really let me tap into my touch, like into my kinesthetic sense? And then taste, of course. So I love having a good cup of tea. I like having, you know, and obviously naturally because of visual, so I like it to be a beautiful teapot. So it's just something that I can kind of enjoy and I can taste, or drinking a good glass of water with lemon, but just noticing that really helps me to just feel like I have a really warm cup of a beverage that really tastes good, really supports me in that. And last but definitely not least is smell. So I love candles. Candles really help me, essential oils really help me. The ritual of kind of, you know, putting them on or just like putting them on my skin really helps me. So just thinking about your space, and any space you go into, going through that checklist of, okay, if I really want to spark creativity, how can I add just like a little something from each of these senses to really ensure that I feel good in my space? And honestly, it's playing with it, it's testing it, it's seeing what really feels good for you, what really sparks your creativity in your unique way, and just playing with it. This is supposed to be fun. Creativity is freaking fun. The moment I stopped trying to avoid it and thought I wasn't creative and started to play with my creativity, my whole world has changed. So I hope you can enjoy playing with this. So I hope that you've enjoyed hearing about my experience and just my key strategies for how I set up my creative sanctuary to really allow me to be my most innovative, to let my inner dreamer have space to be awakened, and my imagination, which like I mentioned, has helped me drastically in so many big ways in my leadership. And I actually have created a free guide for you to check out in the description box below. If you're someone who works from home or is a remote worker or someone who wants to know how can you really foster your creativity and make working from home feel good. You know, it's about productivity, but it's really about productivity from that space of your home. If you make your home feel good, if you really set it up, as I mentioned, to be a sanctuary, you can really, really enjoy the process of working from home, and it can be one of the most productive spaces that you have. So check it out. It's in the description box below. And as I mentioned, this is a series, so each of these videos build on top of each other and are really ensuring that you're supported in moving from busy to badass. So subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can ensure to not miss any of the videos that are coming up all around really owning your creativity, unlocking so much of your leadership potential, and really rocking your fiercely feminine leadership. So, you know, I'm all about those things. And, you know, as always, I hope you have a fierce day and feel empowered to take action because you, my friend, matter. See you soon.